Sustainability has been around for some time in other parts of the world. And it's something that we want to implement in this country. And we're trying to motivate other people to do the same as us. My name is David Trondheim, and I'm the manager of Wild Food.
Wild Food allows customers to see when hunters and fishers are going on a trip and pre-order meat and fish.
What we have sold most of is probably cod, redfish and halibut. We've also been selling a lot of seals, sometimes whales, but it's very rare. Hunters and fishermen know how much people have ordered. If you, as a fisherman, know that people have pre-ordered for up to 100 kilos, then you know that you only need 100 kilos instead of catching for 500 kilos for maybe the same pay or even better pay. Hunters and fishermen, it's more sustainable for them if they get more for what they catch, so they don't need to catch more than they need. The benefits for the consumers or customers is that it's as fresh as it can get.
Hi. Okay.
We like to think that people want to know what's the history behind the food.
Costals is one of Wild Food's customers.
Our cafe is very unique because we only use traditional food. It's very important to use local ingredients. Most of the owners in Nuuk are mostly from Denmark or from another place who served food from another countries that we know in US or in Europe. The food we serve here is some of the courses are from my grandma. When you talk about food, especially Greenlandic food, it's also very individual, private thing. When I think about redfish, for instance, I think about my childhood. When I was little, I always cried to my dad, I want redfish, but back then I said orange, but it was red. So every time I say orange, he would know I want some redfish. It's very important for me to eat fresh food because you know where they are cut. Some of the animals are very seasonal, like narwhal skin blubber. It's not something you can get whole year round. So you have to have it when hunters start to hunt in that period. Starter, when you serve the starter, you can serve the kids' meal. Even though you have a food market here, it's not always open. It's kind of hard to get in touch of local fishermen if you don't know one or hunter.
Maureen Louisa says serving traditional Greenlandic dishes is a way to keep the traditions alive that have been passed down from generation to generation.
Maybe you have lost your grandparents or your parents who cannot make the traditional food for you, so you can just come here and you can taste it. When you haven't eaten some traditional food in a long time, your body acts very weird. It's hard to explain. You really have to eat that. You really want to eat.
But sourcing ingredients locally can be a challenge for Greenlanders.
Everything is imported from Denmark to Greenland. So everything is in shipping containers. It's good for economy to be more self-efficient. My name is Nabartok Petrusen. I'm a CEO for Satsuma Sea Salt. Satsuma means the deep in Greenlandic. It's also where the mother of sea.
Instead of importing salt, Nabartok came up with the idea to produce it in Nuuk by harvesting it from the waters off Greenland's coast.
We have to rent a boat and sail away from the city. And we collect it in big gallons, 1,000 liters gallons, and filter it for microplastic. We produce salt for consumers, and we also have some salt with herbs from Nuuk Fjord. And this is Arctic thyme, and this have a really nice smell to it. This one is cranberry, where we mix the cranberry liquid with sea salt, so you get this kind of ruby color for the sea salt.
Satsuma Salt's factory also uses local renewable resources for its electricity. The factory consists of shipping containers situated next to the city's incinerator. The excess heat from burning waste supplies energy to power Satsuma's operations.
The earth is not healthy. We have to think about what we are consuming and where it's coming from.
Our largest economic pillar is fishing. And because of climate change, we don't know what's going to happen if the water heats up. If the fish goes away, Greenland is going to open completely for mass tourism. My name is Magnus Bilman Trolle. I'm the destination coordinator of the capital of Greenland, Nuuk.
For a decade, Magnus worked part-time on a fishing boat. He's now leading sustainable tourism efforts in Nuuk.
Greenland does not have any sustainable tourism, and that's hard to talk about. Everybody has to fly here, and if you just fly once, you've completely blown off your CO2 budget for the year. And that's why we are trying to market towards the right people that actually spend a lot of money here. And also locally. Focus on partners that are interested in growing the community. A lot of the larger cruise companies, a lot of the larger tourism companies can actually help us develop the country. So we can say to them, okay, if you want to actually send your tourist here, you have to invest so and so in our local food producer or in our infrastructure, because then we would actually have a collaboration.
Jeg tror ikke, jeg kopierer den her. Måske vi kan ringe til hende og spørge, jamen du må måske komme herned og betale. Når bogen på hotellet? Nej, vel? I always think about, okay, now that they're here, how can they be sustainable? Nej, jeg tror det bare, fordi så trykker man bare. For me, sustainable tourism is using local workforce or people living here. So we are going to the ruins. There's some Inuit ruins over here.
For Yusufa Thompson, sustainable tourism also means keeping alive Greenlandic traditions.
I learned to do the Greenlandic mask dance because I thought it was a nice way to get into talking about Greenlandic culture. Often I get hired to dance for foreigners. I'm a proud Inuk. Growing up, I wasn't proud. You know, there's all these stereotyping about Greenlanders, and you would hear them from when we went to Denmark every summer, and you would always hear racist slurs. And so I was not always proud, and so at one point I realized I have to be proud. And so I would just always say, Greenland is amazing, the nature is insane, the people are nice, blah, blah, blah. And that way I kind of took control of the conversation.
Across Nuuk, building cranes are visible as the city experiences a construction boom. As climate change, development, and tourism reshape the city, Yusufa says the people of Greenland will find ways to adjust.
I feel like Greenlanders will adapt to whatever is thrown at them because that's what way of life was, you know, that's how it was even 4,000 years ago. That's the way they survived because the climate was so extreme that they had to be adaptable to whatever happened. And so I feel like, you know, it's not going to be a problem. I feel like we're getting stronger and stronger because we know what we are worth.